If we can avoid the power struggle of kind of the us versus them and try to build connection, many times the power struggle will just evaporate. Hi everybody, it's Steve Halley here with the Family Peace Initiative, and welcome to the January 2024 Facilitators Tool Chest blog. Been doing this now for 8 years, coming up in February, and it's really hard to imagine that we've been putting out little thoughts and ideas to try to help facilitators around the world just get better at their craft. I want to say I have gotten better just by thinking through some of these topics and discussing things, and certainly the conversations that I've had with people in response to some of these postings have been, just so helpful for me. And so keep them coming. Hope we do another 8 years if all goes well. Today I want to talk with you a little bit about kind of going the extra mile and how important that is, especially when we have participants who are kind of engaging in these power struggles of, I don't belong here, I did nothing wrong, it's all her, and really getting entrenched into that position. It's really easy for facilitators to kind of try to force that issue and try to explain why people do belong in the class, and trying to get into this what I call this cognitive sword fight with folks. But there's another way to approach that challenge, and that's through building relationship. If we can avoid the power struggle of kind of the us versus them and try to build connection, many times the power struggle will just evaporate through that. And an example of this that comes to mind for me was a gentleman in my in-person class was really angry about being there. It was very threatening for him to be able to when we asked him to talk about his violence, his cruelty, the situation that brought him to class, all those things. He really wanted to be stuck in this position of, I did nothing wrong, I was justified because my partner was cheating on me, all the things that we hear. And I just kind of let him be for a few weeks. And one day, he didn't show up for class, which was unusual because he was absolutely dedicated to coming to class and getting this thing out of his way. And when he missed class a second week in a row, I thought something's amiss. And so I just sent him a text and just said, hey, you notice you haven't been here for a couple of weeks now, and I'm worried about you. Is everything okay? And he responded back saying, no, I've been in the hospital now for 10 days, and you're the first person who has reached out to check on me in that 10 days. And so I just texted back and I just asked him, is there anything that you need? Is there anything that I can do? How are you doing hanging out in the hospital for 10 days? I just became interested, I became curious, and I became compassionate, willing to reach out and try to be of assistance for someone who is alone in a difficult time in their life. Well, he turned all that down and said, no, I'm doing fine, I should be out soon, I expect to be in class next week, and thanks for checking on me. Well, he came the next week. It was good to see him. We asked him about what was going on and how his experience was and how his health is. Literally the next week, we had a new person come to class who gave I think they hand out these memos that say, when you go to class, you have to explain how you're not the one who's responsible, that it's somebody else's fault, that you did nothing wrong, and here's your strategy. It must be out there on the web someplace that people look up before they come to their first class. And that's what this new person did. But the gentleman who had just gotten out of the hospital went to bat for the program. And he said, oh, no, you don't understand. These people care about you. These people are willing to go the extra mile. They are in this for your benefit, for your interest, and you can really trust them that they're doing something that's of value to you. It gave me pause. I didn't win the power struggle. I didn't convince him that he needed to be in the class. I'm confident that he already knew that. But what I did was I showed him that I was interested, that I cared, I was concerned, and I was willing to go beyond the hour-and-a-half class once a week in my relationship with him. He went on to own some remarkable cruelty that he had used in his relationship, and and then the rest is kind of history at this point. But I'm sharing all this to tell you that power struggles are dangerous. We can get in them, and it can destroy our relationship with the people who we're trying to help. And many times the first step is being able to show that we are interested, that we are concerned, that we are willing to go beyond the time frame of the group in order to help people do difficult things, like take ownership for the cruelty and the violence that they've used in their relationships and begin the process of change. So I hope you guys have a wonderful January. It is just, the bottom has dropped out of the temperature here in Topeka, and so now the cold is setting in. And I thank you guys for all the work that you're doing, and best of luck to you. And I'll get another one of these out in February. Take care.